Okay, today we're going to take a look at a Casio that's become even more affordable in terms of its price point. Under £20 on Amazon, the W800H. But which two classic Casios does it sit between in terms of its features and its price point? Can you guess in terms of the silhouettes of the cases? Let's compare them and get into it and find out. Okay, so first impressions after unboxing of the Casio W800H 1AVES. It's a lot smaller than I was expecting. I'm quite impressed about what I get for £20. It's pretty much just a bigger Casio F91W, really, in a way. It has the same red and blue colorway and positive display. I like how the case is quite symmetrical here. I like the fact that you get more on the display in terms of day, date, month, year. That's great. 100 meters water resistance, and the light is a lot better. We'll compare these properly in a moment, but yeah, great. First impressions very favorable. As previously mentioned earlier, the W800H sits slap bang between two iconic Casio models in terms of its price point, its features and its design. So what are they then? Well, let's bring them in. Of course, the F91W and the AE1200 Royale. So the F91W, the icon, the classic, literally sold millions and millions and millions of these because they're so affordable and brilliant. At the other end of our price scale for today, at £30, we have the AE1200 Royale, the modern fan favorite. And then in between today, back to our W800H with features such as world time, its case size, the fact it has the 4 pushers, just like the AE1200, that are symmetrical along with its case shape, makes this a really excellent alternative, somewhere in between the two. Now, of course, they're extremely affordable watches, but this one is 50% less, and this one is 50% more. So let's see, how do they stack up? Okay, functions then. Let's check out the functions on this. So as ever with a Casio, if you want to set the time, press and hold adjust and use the mode button to cycle through. You can cycle through all of the different elements that you can see on the front of the case. There we go, let's come out of that now. Mode button, when we're out of the time setting mode, press once for settable alarm. Press twice for stopwatch, start, stop. Reset here, okay. Dual time, so we've got a second time zone here where I've set, but it doesn't have any world cities programmed in or anything like that. Back to the home screen again. So it does have a little more juice than the F91W that doesn't have a dual time, but of course it doesn't have all of the world time functions that the AE1200 does. So slap bang in the middle, as you might expect. Casio are masters of doing this. Light comparison then. Okay, so everybody knows that the F91W's light is pretty appalling. It's just one bulb illuminating the left-hand side of the display in pitch black. You can really only see the hour, nothing of the rest of the display. The AE1200 has lights in each of the bottom corners, producing a lovely orange glow, lights up pretty well. Okay, and then the W800H, it's just in one corner, but it's a brighter bulb producing a quite bright green glow across the whole dial, so you can see that well in the light. So it stacks up really well. Okay, let's do case dimensions then. Across, just a shade under 37 millimeters, lug to lug 44.2, Case depth 13.4 millimeters and lug width 18 millimeters, and it tapers down to around about 16 millimeters then. So in other words, slap bang in the middle dimensions wise between the F91W and the AE1200H, a very wearable size for any wrist. Overall judgment then. So while it will never be the icon that the F91W has become, it does have some things that the F91W does not. Number one, it is a sensible size. The F91W is a mite too small for most grown-up males. You know, I'm a pretty average size. I have an average size 7.25 wrist, and this is really just a little on the small side. It's a bit too petite. So the sizing is really fantastic. In terms of the specs, 100 meters water resistance and a 10-year battery is the same specs as the AE1200. So that's a really good deal for 50% less in terms of price. The strap has the same kind of feel in terms of this rubbery feeling resin. It's the same quality strap, so that's great. The case isn't quite as well finished as the AE1200, which is this harder, sparkly kind of resin, but it holds up pretty well. Overall, I think this is a good pick at the price. It does sit very neatly halfway between the two in terms of spec, and I think it's a fantastic beta watch. I will certainly wear this for just being out and about, and you don't need to worry about what happens to it at all for the price you have paid. For £20, I think this is absolutely excellent, and I'm very much going to enjoy wearing it. Another win from Casio, fantastic. If you've enjoyed this video, please do consider liking and subscribing. Until next time, I'm Ray from Wristwatch Adventures. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.